Hello Elements Alliance. This is your current leader as the making of this video, Rotag, and I'm going to discuss how we do Alliance Wars here because I understand there's a lot of confusion about it. I think it's simple, but I guess that's because I'm the one making the rules, so that makes sense. But for everybody else, especially new people coming in and trying to read a wall of text to understand how to attack in the wars, I can see that it's a bit much. So I'm going to do my best to try and explain it, and in this video you can actually see it firsthand what I'm trying to say. So I hope I can convey what the rules are trying to say and lead to less people being confused about it. My goal, obviously, by the end of this video is that no one's confused, but I'm sure there will still be at least one or two people, but hopefully everyone at least gets the idea of it. So let's start off with the basics for you new members. This is your first time in an alliance and you're wondering what to do. So let's start with how to get to this screen. So first off, you click on the Alliance Hall and then go to Event. It'll show you two screens. You want to click on Alliance Warfare. So you get to this screen and you can see these are all the towers of people that will be deployed. No one's been deployed yet because only the leader and deputy are able to do that. But what you want to worry about is the required elements and then go to Deploy Guard Space, where it will show the required elements again. So you don't have to worry about memorizing it. As that, all the dragons that meet these criteria will be shown on the bottom. You'll basically just want to pick your strongest ones. Starting off, you won't have a lot of options, so again, just pick the strongest ones. And if you can, just level them up a little bit so you're a little bit more of a threat. Otherwise, don't worry about it. For the most part, if you like that weak, I wouldn't even worry about it because you won't be deployed. We are at the point where I have a lot of strong members, so new members that are at low levels is nothing to stress over. You can just, for the fun of it, just get used to seeing the screen and deploy dragons so you can become more accustomed to deploying dragons. So something to figure out. So you won't be confused later on when you actually are being used in war. But for everybody else, select your strongest dragons, essentially. Also keep in mind that AI attacks differently from how you would. They prioritize people that they can hit super effective. And they will always try to heal at a certain stage of a dragon's HP rather than, when it's most optimal. So, like my Helios here is a tank, but Darkstar isn't going to try to heal him until he's like at 40% HP, maybe 50, but typically 40. But he also has a ton of HP, so I would heal him much sooner than that. But for the most part, since he is tanky, Darkstar should be able to heal him pretty quickly before he dies, for the most part. Unless we go up against a super strong alliance, then all bets are off. But getting back to the point, pick a team that'll be very good defensively and one that can actually take out dragons on the enemy team. For you new members, keep this in mind. Like I said, how the AI attacks and how you attack are differently, but the main point is you just want a team that can survive. So pick one with a good bit of tanks and a good bit of healers, and one DPS, two DPS, not too many. You don't want a glass cannon team because they'll all die quickly. So you either want to just try to stall out your opponent or slowly wear them out. All you're trying to do is just keep them from taking out all your dragons and getting an easy 23%. That's basically what you want to keep doing, or keep them from doing. Otherwise, like I said, just pick your strongest dragons. So I have a good selection of dragons here that I can pick from. Everybody already has their own set of dragon brands, so I just went with this one. So all four of them are tanky, and my Anubis here is actually a glass cannon, but Helios here has the Skade dragon brand, so he's tanking up for Anubis at least partially. And Barnacle Goose is here to shield anybody that needs it. Darkstar is here to heal up, and he's just going to keep annoying everybody with constant burns. So wear them out, nuke them, and supports. That's my team. So once you have a team set up, don't forget to do your magic here. Once you have your team set up, you hit deploy complete, and then it'll notify in chat that you are set up and ready for to be sent in battle. Like I said, whether or not you're sent in battle is a different story. That depends on your power. So I do go down the list and look at everybody's power and just pick straight up from who's the strongest and who's the weakest. So I'll go down the list and pick out all the strong ones. And then after I got all the strong ones, I start nitpicking for the weaker ones. And I typically look at the power for it, but I will also look at your dragons. So just because your power is higher than someone's doesn't mean you'll be deployed over them if I feel like their team is more well-rounded and better for defense. So that's how that works. Now, The second part of this, where it starts to get confusing, is how do you attack. But I won't get into details of that until the war phase. So we'll just wait for that. So War Day has officially started. We are halfway through, and now we have some proper examples to go by. I'm sure there'll be some people that'll be pretty confused, wondering, what do I do? Who do I attack? What are all these towers for? What does the X mean? What's going on? Just calm down. We'll explain this. We'll get through this together. So, first off, this is our third case scenario, worst case scenario. There are 3 different scenarios where we'll go through in war. The first one is the most common, where we are the dominant alliance and we will win easily. The second is a more evenly matched battle, where we have to kind of strategize a little bit better to make sure everybody's hitting their most optimal targets. And then the third one is the case we have here, where we are completely slaughtered and there is no chance we'll ever win. Beautiful, isn't it? But this is probably for the best, because we have been having it far too easy for far too long, yeah? Usually in cases like this, I am the only person that's able to do anything. I'm kind of glad that there are other people that have finally caught up to me. They'll never surpass me, but hey, you at least caught up. But anywho, let's get down to business. We're not going to defeat anyone, but you know, we can try. So the first thing to note, for people that have a lower power level, so anyone down here, pretty much anyone that is in the top 5, maybe even the top 3. In this case, it's pretty much just the top 3, maybe 5. It's 3 or 5. Everyone has kind of varied power levels, but typically the top 3 or 5, we'll say that. They are the only ones that are able to actually inflict any kind of real damage. So they'll be the ones in charge of going and attacking the lower towers here. Whereas everyone else, you can either wait to try to pick up extra percentage, like cleaning up, getting a 5% hit, or an 8% if you're good enough to do that. Otherwise, if you don't have time to wait, you can just go straight for number 1 and just hit for the 5%. So losing is fine. That's, like I said, this is an unbeatable situation. This is the worst case scenario. We are not going to win this, but that's fine. All we need to do is make sure everyone gets their attacks in and we get as much percentage as we can towards the breakthrough. So every attack counts. Do not skip because you feel there's nothing you can do to contribute. Everyone needs to contribute. Every little bit helps. So like I said, everyone that isn't capable, just hit any target. It doesn't have to be the top, just any target that isn't the bottom of the map, and just pick up 5%. So you can keep doing that. The reason we don't want to hit the bottom ones is because people that are able to get more than 5%, you don't want to interfere with that, because you're taking away from what they will be able to get for our breakthrough. We aren't going to get a full breakthrough, but the more percentage, the better. So like if there was a bunch of people hitting these, then we wouldn't have members able to get the 14 to 11 or 17%. Or if someone's even good enough, they could get 23%. So you're blocking them from getting us more percent. That's why you don't want to touch the bottom towers, or you can wait until the end to see how much percentage is left so you can clean up. Realistically, or rather the best strategy, you'll just want to go for the 5%, and you don't have to worry about a complete tower takedown. Like if for some reason it's at an odd number, it has like 3% left or 1% left, you don't have to go for a completely tower destruction. Go for more percentage. So if it's only like 1 or 3% left on it, just ignore it and go for a regular 5% hit on another tower. Like I said, the more percent, the better. And getting that 1 extra percent isn't helping us. So just because it looks pretty, getting all crossed out and makes you feel accomplished, it's not helping us. But if everyone hits 5%, it's going to be an even number, so that's fine. So for all of our higher stacked members, the ones that are down here hitting these, so they're all doing right. And you can see I tried to get some attacks in myself. I can't even break past the 17% mark. But I will show a quick example of a battle here. Just kind of show what you would want to try to do if you were at my level of power, I'll say. I can't take out Kerr here. But basically what my team strategy is, I have counterattack because I don't need the shield here, protection magic. because none of them can one-shot any dragon on my team. So there's no reason to worry about a shield. And I move fast enough to be able to counterattack and heal before anyone on my team dies. And I don't need the origin magic for cooldown reduction. Just it's kind of unnecessary. Helios does a good job of reducing everyone's cooldowns already. And I'd rather have the extra damage. So with counterattack, I can keep hitting them as they hit me. Especially since they have 2 AoEs with Nyx and Hydra here. So as long as as long as my Anubis here is able to counterattack, he can get pretty good damage on them. He has a pretty good chance of almost one-shotting people if they aren't careful. Of course, Goose here is just here for support. I shield anyone that I feel needs it. In this case, I want to get the anti-heal off of Helios here so he can be healed up a lot more, since he's going to be soaking up all the damage from his Skade brand, Dragon Brands. I cannot think right now. And the reason I am hitting Nyx instead of taking out the level 56 or the level 60 is because it's better to use his anti-heal on Nyx and get some damage in, especially since they buffed his anti-heal to last for 4 turns instead of 2, or 3 turns instead of 2. It's essentially 4 turns. But. So while we're doing that, we're steadily getting him down. We just want to wear him down, and anytime they try to heal him, it's pretty much going to be null and void, just because Anubis has such a strong anti-heal. And then we want to use our Piercing Heart on Unicorn here because it has a pretty good chance of one-shotting him. It didn't that time. It did the first 2 matches, so I'm confused about that. I guess because I don't know. It did the first 2 matches. It didn't this time. That's unfortunate. But he's not really a big threat. The only reason he's here, I guess, because most people would ignore him and just go for someone else. So he'll just revive them. Or you can go for him and then ignore the 2 DPS here, which is Nyx and Hydra. Those are the only damage on this team. So as long as you take those 2 out, you'll be fine. And since I have Anubis for anti-heal, I don't have to worry about the healing from these 2. And even Unicorn. Like, none of them can out-heal what Nyx or Anubis here can do. So and as you can see, I lost my Hydra. That does happen from time to time. I think it happened the first match, it didn't happen the second match, and this is the 3rd match. I gotta make sure I don't actually kill him because I don't want Unicorn to bring him back. That would be a complete waste of all my time. But as you can see, all the healing that everyone does on him is pretty much irrelevant. So that's the whole point of Anubis. Nothing. He's getting nothing. And there's that one shot. Cooldown reduction. And now he can use his Piercing Heart again. It won't matter too much since they all got buffed by Kerr's shield here, which is super annoying. Pretty much they're only ever going to target my Dark Star. They ignore everybody else. That's different. As soon as I say that, they go for Anubis. But they typically only target Dark Star, so that's all I have to worry about healing. I think I'm going to shield Helios. Good thing I shielded Helios. And Dark Star's job is just to keep healing and raising everyone's crit, especially Anubis. If he crits, he has a pretty good chance of hitting for over 100k damage. But because they are all such a high level, this is why I can't get a full 23% hit. Like, I would be able to win normally if the game lasted a little longer. But these 2 are so tanky, it takes me a while to get through. But now we get rid of all their damage, so all that's left is these 2. Their Dark Star has a reflex, so I do have to be mindful of that. But he's faster to kill than the Kerr. So that's why I'll target him for an easier 17% hit than trying to go for Kerr, who's just going to keep tanking for eternity, essentially. And we no longer need to use Barnacle Goose's shield, so we can just keep on trying to rack up damage. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get all the way down, but another thing is to show off is the alliance coins here. You get 40 for winning and 40 for losing, apparently. They, I think, changed it from recent patch history. I don't think they mentioned that, though. I'm pretty sure they didn't. So, again, participation is very important, and this is why we try to split the towers up as we do, to make sure that everyone's able to participate and that everyone is able to get coins. So yeah, this is our worst case scenario. Just a refresher. If you can't take on any of the lower towers, then just go for any of the higher towers. It doesn't have to be the first one, just anyone that isn't at the bottom, so you don't get in the way of anyone that's able to get more than 8% for an attack. Then you just go and pick up your 5%. Easy peasy. Get your 40 coins, and everybody's happy. Oh yes, and before I forget, I should mention, actually I'll say that for the best case scenario, it is now day 2 of 3 for the Alliance Wars, and in this scenario, it is much more evenly matched. Not a complete slam dunk for us being in favor of like outright winning without trying, but we can at least get a 100% breakthrough on this one, and the numbers are more in line with our own members, so it's not like a complete landslide in one favor or the other. So for this one, this is where you would want to coordinate in the war room and make sure you're telling other members in the alliance who you're going to go after, so that way we aren't all wasting attacks on the same target. In this situation, I would recommend attacking straight across. So like in the last war, I mentioned that I was going to save explaining this for the next time we have a more relaxed battle. So in an easy war and in this situation, we attack straight across. So what do I mean by that? So if you look on this side, like right now, Tora is in first and I'm in second, and then Inbred is in third. So if we were to attack straight across, then Tora would go after this one, I would go after the second one, and Inbred would go after the third. So that's what it means by straight across. It also helps that no matter where you scroll on the map, the positions will stay the same because the map is going to stay in the same position. So like this player here, Duoligan, I'm going to butcher your name, I'm so sorry. Azurus and Alex, so all three of them are here in this triangle. If you go over to battle, it's going to stay in the same position. So Duel would attack this one, Azurus would attack this one, and Alex would attack that one. So it's really easy, and there's no way to get confused on who you attack. So you find your name on any of the towers. So again, I can use them as an example, or just any random person. Flappy Dragon here, go over to battle. Flappy Dragon would attack Black Moritz. So we check. Flappy Dragon has attacked Black Moritz. So they have done exactly as they're supposed to for attacking straight across. And I should also make mention of this. The power has been fluctuating between us three here. So it's not a big deal on who we attack here. I think I still have a better overall team for taking out stronger opponents. So I have been going for the first one. I tried. I won it, but I wasn't able to take out the last two dragons, so that's why I only got 14%. Tura got 14, 11, and 8. Looks like it's been going down. And I think Inbred took down Yeah, the easiest one of the bunch, which is weird. Inbred should have went for either the second or the first, because their power keeps fluctuating between first as well. So if they ever hit first, then they should try to go for first too. That's the only thing I would change about this. Otherwise, everybody else attack straight across. So again, just find your name on the tower, go over to the other side and find out where your name was, and just hit that same person. So that's how that works. And again, you would also do the same thing for an easy alliance, the easy war. So in that one, we would now be outclassed. Like in the top 3 here is kind of a little bit more sporadic, especially the number 1 here with having 31,000 or 315,000. So winning outright against that one would be difficult, but we have enough members to where we can still easily get a 100% breakthrough as long as everybody else takes down their towers, and then we do our best up here, and then the people that still have attacks left over, they come and finish cleaning up. So that's the strategy for this one. Again, coordinate in the war room with who you're going to go after if you were to change targets. So like in our situation, I would say that I'm going after Kaltarok here, and Inbred again should have helped with Kaltarok, but it's fine. And Tora went after Azrael, which is what should have happened. So me and Inbred kind of should have double tackled this one, and then we could have left this one for another member. But again, it's fine. So because I'll be able to at least get 14% reliably every single hit, and then people, we have more members that aren't defending. Since our alliance holds 38 members, we'll have up to 18 members with additional attacks. In this scenario, I have instructed everyone that's not a defender for a tower to go after these with only 2 additional hits. So that way they can clean up. So this one is a perfect example. Rez went in, got 23, 23, 23, and then 21. And then Zamaki came in and got 2 5% hits, so they can take down the tower completely. So that is a perfect example. Thank y'all very much. And then, like I said, in these, the people that aren't defending, they will come in and help by picking up 5% on the towers that have any kind of percent left. So that's the scenario for number 2. Like I said, just attack straight across. Again, not all of them will be this clean, or I don't think I've actually mentioned that, so I'll further explain it. In some scenarios where you want to coordinate more, you may have to shift down. So like, let's say all the top members, let's say the top 5 all were around 300,000 attack power. I would not at all recommend attacking straight across. I would say everybody shift down and attack, ignoring the top 5 towers. So I would go after the number 6, and then Tora would go after number 7, and Emblem would go after number 8, or any variation of 3. And then everybody else also shifts down 5 towers. So wherever your tower is, let's see. So Piper will go down 5 towers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one. They would go after Torius, because normally they would hit their own, but they're going down 5 towers. So I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. I think it might be just whichever one it is. I think. Hold on.
1 hour later.
Okay, it's Just, not Torius. So Piper will go after Just and not Torius. So yeah, count down 5 from your tower, ignoring your own tower count. So don't count 1 for your tower. Count 1 down from it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's where you will attack. If in a situation where we all have to attack down. In this situation, is attacking straight across is the best strategy. So we just did that. Like I said, we would also use that strategy for easy wars. So let's try to get another example battle in, just like the last one. I am, again, kind of fighting someone that is a bit out of my league, but I'll see what I can do. I guess in the first battle, I tried to use Azurus, which is why I got that far. I tried to use Azurus to take out Azurus, and it worked. Mine at least went first, but he wasn't able to kill him before their Azurus went and killed mine. Most unfortunate. So I think I might try to go for Hydra instead, because he's tankier, so he should be able to withstand a hit. Actually, no, I'm gonna go with Azurus again, but last time I shielded Darkstar because I was worried they would go after him, and I need my healer, which actually that battle came down to my Anubis and Barnacle Goose being the only two left. They managed to take out the three in the middle here, Darkstar, Helios, and Azurus. So if I had any more dragons, I probably could have at least gotten 70%. I also went with the cooldown reduction because I kind of figured I would lose some dragons. But I think I'm going to go with counterattack again for this. So let's see how we can do. It's pretty much played out exactly how I did the last time. They shielded Azurus, which is why I was worried I wouldn't be able to kill him. But I think he's going to go straight for my own Azurus, so as long as I shield mine, he might be able to live as well. So let's go for more attack power. Usually I hold off on using the skill for cooldown reduction until they've used at least their second skill. But I want to have more attack power so he can at least try to break through. He did not break through. And he went from a Darkstar that time. That's unfortunate. They changed targets on me again. Lost my Azurus. That's not good. And we don't have a healer now, so this has become a lot more dire. I think we can at least still do some real damage here. It's mostly between Kerr and Barnacle Goose that's killing me. So I made a mistake by not killing Azurus. And that's going to cost me. Yep. Well, a beautiful 5% run from me because I suck. So. And that was not a good example. Let's try that again. It seems whoever I shield Azurus is going to go for the person not shielded between Darkstar and Azurus. So that's not good. But I need Darkstar alive more than I do Azurus. Since we know the attack bonus isn't going to help us, we might as well not even use our cooldown reduction. You can see why I have counter triggered 2 times there. Yep, there it is. Let me heal up Helios here. Now we can use Piercing Heart twice. Okay, this battle went a lot more smoothly. I tried to change my strategy up a little bit. I would normally have taken him out much sooner, but I figured him by himself wouldn't be a problem. And I didn't want the two healers to be the last ones left, because they'd just be shielding and healing each other. Now I just gotta make sure I take him out before it's too late. So I'm gonna ignore healing and just use damage. There we go. So that was a perfect 23% hit. Cool. And here I was worried that I wouldn't be able to do it. It would have been better if I had actually done that the first 2 hits. But hey, better late than never. So, as it turns out, I actually didn't need help taking out this target. So I'll be able to get 2 more hits in, and that actually will take it out completely. So, perfect. And that's actually because Hero White here helped me out by getting 5% hits in. So, yeah, that's how we do it for this one. So this one will be a much easier 100% breakthrough than I initially thought. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to take him out, but it looks like I can. So there we go. So just a refresher so far, the previous war was a complete slaughter. For that one, we instructed everyone to pretty much just pile on the first few towers, get in 5%. You can attack literally any tower, just avoid hitting the bottom ones, because you didn't want to interfere with the alliance members that are able to get in more than 8% for an attack. And in this one, it's more involved. In this situation, this particular war, we were able to attack straight across, but again, there may be situations where we have to shift down. So that's where you want to check in with the war room and see what we got going on. If I'm able to, I will say the strategy. Otherwise, just kind of use your best judgment. So that's pretty much it. So now we just gotta wait to see what the third war will bring us, and I will show one final example for that. So the universe has truly smiled upon us this week. I get to show off all 3 examples, or mostly all 3 examples. The second one was a much easier war than I initially gave it credit for, but it was close enough to kind of show what I was talking about with shifting down. But I kind of did overestimate it because we had quite a few people that weren't able to attack, so that was my bad. But for this one, it is 100% easy street. This is what you can expect for most of the wars here. So this is what I mean by attacking straight across. As I mentioned in the last war, you find out where your tower is, find out where your name is on the tower, etc., etc. And wherever that is in the position, switch over to the other one, and that's where you will attack. So I would be attacking this one right here, but a member has already come in and hit it. Don't do that. You will make this dragon very unhappy. You're supposed to attack the one that's straight across from you in this situation. Just makes it easier to coordinate and no one gets confused about who they're supposed to hit. So he was supposed to attack the tower over here. Since he hasn't, I guess I'll hit that one for this particular case. But again, attack straight across. Don't attack randomly just because you can win against literally any opponent on here. Attack straight across it. Again, it makes it easier to coordinate and no one gets confused. But also check for other people to make sure that they did it properly. They did. So this is a beautiful example. Actually, no, hold on. So you see why I have to make a video about this. It seems that no one really understands the attack straight across strategy. So, but yes, that's what I mean by it. So I'm gonna stress this point until it's drilled in your head and it becomes second nature for everyone. Attack straight across. So find your name on the tower. Let's say this one right here. They will attack this one. They attack this one. Perfect. Thank you. Everyone else that doesn't have a name on the tower, if you aren't selected as a defender, just find any tower, anyone at all. Click on it. Check to see if anybody else has a 5% hit on it. If not, then go and get your 5% in. If they do, just find another tower that doesn't already have 5% on it. So no one has hit this one. You can go ahead and get all your 5% hits. You want to try to get 3 in as soon as possible. After that, you'll be put on an attack cooldown. So you can either gem it to attack again immediately, or just wait until that cooldown gets out of the red zone, and then you can go ahead and get your attacks in. You just want to get them in as soon as possible because you don't want to hold up anybody else that's trying to get their attacks in. The whole point of this strategy is to make sure that everyone is capable or able to get an attack in, so no one is left with 5 attacks by the end of the war. Because when you do that, you're missing out on alliance coins, and we want to make sure everybody gets their coins or gets as many coins as possible so that everyone benefits and everyone is able to use the alliance shop. We want to make sure all of our members are able to grow and get stronger together. No one here needs to be selfish. No one needs to go in and attack just all willy-nilly, just worrying about themselves. If you do that, I will kick you out so fast. Do not do it. So, a quick example of how to do this one. Again, it's an easy war, so you can expect pretty much a slaughter. Since Victor attacked my target, I will go after his. As you can see, they've already gotten in 3 of their 5% hits, so they need 2 more. The person that is defending will only get 4 hits in. You will save your 5th for if there are still any towers left by the end of the war. There shouldn't be, but just in case, if you have to clean up, let's say a member missed it for whatever reason, then you just go in and finish it off. So for this one, I don't have to be too concerned. I just need to go in and nuke them. So we will go for AoE. And also, if you aren't a person defending a tower, you can just go in, you can use whatever dragons you want. It's easier to use the weakest one you have, but if for some reason you're using your main team by accident, just make sure auto battle is off. Immediately go to here and just quit. You won't, like the attack will still count, and you will automatically withdraw with a 5% takedown. So that's how you go in, do your battle, quit it, and then get your 5%. So that's the easiest way to do that. Again, you can also just bring in 1 dragon that's super weak and will get 1 shot pretty quickly. But if for some reason you're using your main team, just go in and quit. That way you aren't accidentally getting 23% and you aren't, again, making me a very unhappy dragon. Don't do that. So in this situation, I am pretty much capable of one-shotting this team, I'm sure. Not with him because this is a burn damage, so I'm kind of curious if they will all get burned to death. Actually, I won't be able to test that because Nyx will just come in and doom and gloom everything. Now let's just finish it off. There we go. So, yeah, easy win. So that's, again, how you can expect most of the wars to go for us. So for everybody that has a tower, go in, find your doppelganger. So this one would attack straight across from here. Beautiful, except for this one because he attacked out of his zone. So his was somewhere down here. So yeah, he was supposed to attack straight across from this one. I keep picking the same examples, but again, I want to drill it into everybody's head so you understand how to do this particular war. Because this is the one we will most commonly get. We will be the overwhelming victor. We will have super easy targets. People are anxious and eager to go in and just attack anyone. Please don't do that because, again, I will remove you. I have removed plenty of people for not listening and just going in and attacking any target and then taking away attacks from every other member in the alliance. So if you want to stay in the alliance, just follow this simple rule. Find your target, we'll find your own tower first, and attack straight across to it. So this one is a good example. This one is a good example. So you see they're getting the 5% hits in. And again, once you've gotten down all 3, you will have to wait, or you can gem and get your attacks back. So that's pretty much it. So now you know all 3 examples of war. The first situation or first scenario is this one right here, which happened to be our last war. You get a very easy streak. There is no stress. Everybody just goes in, get all their attacks. So again, the people with the tower, you go in, get your 3 hits in as quickly as possible. You want to get 23% hits in. The people that don't have a tower, if you aren't selected as a defender, then just find any tower that hasn't already been hit by you. Get your 5% hits in. You want to get 3 in, then get your other 2 in as fast as you can. So, and another easy way to tell if you don't for some reason feel like looking through all the towers to see if your name is on one, you can always just go here to the members list If you have a shield next to your name, that means you're a defender. If you don't have a shield, that means you're just a regular bystander. So that means all your attacks should just be 5%. If you have a shield, all your attacks should try to be 23%. And that is pretty much it. Hopefully everyone understands how to do wars here now. Hopefully no one else messes up at this point. If you still do, again, I will be a very unhappy dragon. So, by the end of the war season, as long as everyone has done what they're supposed to, I will always try to make sure everyone's coordinated well if I'm here to do so. Then we should get very good rewards, and this is the main purpose of an alliance war. You want to try to get as many points as you can to rank up. The higher you rank, the better the rewards. Again, more alliance coins, and that's always good. So if people start attacking willy-nilly and we don't always get a breakthrough, then we start to suffer, and then we'll rank down. We don't want that. We usually rank within the top 10. I think we ranked number 3 one time. So it's very good when people do as they're supposed to. So no selfish players. Everyone follow the plan. Most of the times you're just going to be hitting straight across. If there's ever a point where you have to strike down, it will be said, or you will kind of judge for yourself and know accordingly. If you're a newer player, you probably won't get that initially, but all of our veteran members should be able to recognize when we have to attack down. So again, hope everybody understands that, and happy warring. Oh, one more thing I want to make mention of. I'm sure there are some people that will probably ask why it is that we let the people that aren't tower defending get in more attacks than the person that is defending, when the alliance coins now do match up for 44 win and 44 loss. That's because the people that defend, you get extra coins for defending, so it balances out. So again, no selfish players. Everybody make sure that everybody gets an attack in. Tower defenders get only 3. Wait for somebody to try to get in 5. If you see that is within like the last 3 or 2 hours, then you can go ahead and finish off your tower if it is still there.